Most managers measure the wrong things and then wonder why performance suffers. Today, we'll focus on measuring what truly drives results and avoiding the metrics that quietly backfire. Metrics are meant to improve performance, but when they're poorly designed, they do the opposite. They create anxiety, they encourage shortcuts, they trigger blame, they invite gaming, and over time, they quietly erode trust. It sets up the negative feedback loop. So why use metrics at all? Because without them, we're flying blind. Feedback becomes subjective. Standards become inconsistent. Managers turn into referees. Teams wait for approval instead of self-correcting. But good metrics change that. They create clarity. They enable autonomy. They allow teams to adjust without constant supervision. Good metrics create independence. Bad metrics create dependency. Every performance metric must pass 4 tests. First, it must be visible and easy to understand. If you have to constantly explain it, it won't drive behavior. Second, it must be within the team's control. Accountability without influence destroys motivation. Third, it must reward the right behavior. If you only measure speed, quality will fall. And fourth, it must trigger discussion, not punishment. Metrics should create insight, not fear. Imagine a support team measured only on resolution time. Tickets close fast, but quality drops. Customers call back. Satisfaction declines. Now add one metric, customer satisfaction. Suddenly the trade-offs are visible. Speed and quality balance each other. Metrics shape behavior. One thoughtful addition can change everything. Metrics should illuminate, not intimidate. The best managers don't use metrics to judge people. They use them to detect patterns early, not who caused this, but what is this telling us? Spot the small signals, recognize patterns, assess context, adjust before issues escalate. Metrics are leadership tools, not enforcement mechanisms. There are 2 ways to use metrics, to control or to learn. When managers use metrics to control, teams hide problems. People optimize short-term numbers. Learning disappears. But when metrics are used to learn, risks surface earlier. Trade-offs become explicit. Adjustments happen faster. Control creates fear and blind spots. Learning creates visibility and progress. Same data. Completely different outcomes. Metrics alone aren't enough. They need a foundation. Verbal expectations decay. Memory fades. Interpretations drift. If expectations truly matter, they must be documented. Documentation isn't bureaucracy, it's respect. It creates onboarding consistency, reduces ambiguity, prevents avoidable conflict. Written clarity scales. Conversations alone do not. If it doesn't fit on one page, it isn't clear. Every team should have a concise expectations document. One clear mission, defined values and principles, explicit roles and responsibilities, communication guidelines, and a clear decision-making process. If it takes more than one page, it's probably complexity, not clarity. Refine it until it's simple enough to guide behavior every day. Now watch what happens when clarity compounds. When expectations are written and metrics are clear, feedback becomes factual. Disagreements point to standards, not opinions. Teams self-correct faster. Managers intervene less. Autonomy doesn't come from unlimited freedom. It comes from clear boundaries. Take a moment to assess your own system. Are your metrics driving the behavior you actually want? Are they within your team's influence? Do they create insight or stress? And have you clearly documented expectations? Because if your team constantly needs interpretation from you, your metrics and your clarity are incomplete. Let's summarize the key points about the metrics that drive team performance. Metrics should create insight, not fear. Measure what drives the right behavior, not just what's easy to track. Use metrics as early warning signals, not scorecards. Document expectations so clarity can scale, because autonomy thrives inside well-defined boundaries. Leadership happens in conversations, especially in your one-on-ones, and most managers waste them on status updates. Next, we'll break down how to run one-on-ones that actually drive progress, ownership, and growth, Because if your one-to-ones sound like reporting meetings, you're wasting your highest leverage leadership time. What you've learned today is what many managers never fully grasp. Small, intentional shifts in how you measure and communicate create exponential improvements in performance. That's the level of thinking we build here. If this resonates, subscribe. In the next video, we will talk about one-on-ones, possibly your highest leverage leadership tool.